So it's not long now before Christmas and New Year. So it's about now that the office parties and gatherings with friends and families start filling up the calendar. And all of these celebrations seem to focus on indulging on food and alcohol. So it's really easy to run the risk of consuming too much, gaining more weight than you'd like to, and then having to start all over again come January. So handling the holiday season so that you don't pile on the pounds or the kilos and even continue to make progress is not as difficult as you think. It really just takes a few simple steps. So what I thought I'd do today is give you my top 10 tips on how to handle this very social time of the year. Hello, beautiful ladies, and welcome to my channel, Ditch the Quit. My name's Sharon Gleeson, and I'm really passionate about helping women over 40 to harness their personal power, to create the health and the body that they desire and deserve, so they never have to diet or deprive themselves again. Now, if you like the sound of that, please give this video the thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. So let's get into it. So tip number 1 is to prioritize your exercise and aim to do it first thing. So whether that's walking, running, Pilates, PT, schedule it in and make it a priority. And I always really like to aim to get it done and out of the way in the morning, as the days and the evenings can fill up really quickly and you can often feel tired and less motivated at the end of the day. So prioritize your exercise and, really importantly, time block it into your calendar and make it not negotiable. So if your routine is different and your schedule of events interferes with your usual workouts or walks or gym sessions, look ahead at your week and schedule it in somewhere else, because thinking ahead and being a bit more flexible can mean that we can still get it in. And we all know what it's like, you know, sometimes you don't feel like going, but we always do feel better afterwards. So schedule it in to avoid skipping it due to a busy schedule and then finding that you've got no time. The other thing to try and do at this time of the year is to try and include more movement into your day. Now, I know that, you know, during the festive season, it can be a beautiful time to relax and unwind, but you don't need to plonk yourself on the couch all day or sit around eating and drinking. So aim to get out for your walk or some sort of physical activity at some point. And ideally, if you can, if you've had a big lunch or dinner, go after that, because it really helps with your digestion. And if you've got a family, encourage everyone to get out and have some fun, because the more activity, the better. So if you've got new gifts, you know, outdoor gifts or bikes or scooters or frisbees or balls or old-fashioned games, if you're catching up with friends, try and include some sort of physical activity or a walk before you catch up or after or as part of your catch up, so that you've all got some movement into your day before you sit and eat. So tip number 2 is to eat a healthy breakfast and don't skip meals. So one of the biggest mistakes that I see people make is skipping meals and trying to save up their calories. Now, the blowout meals tend to be dinners and sometimes lunches, and a common mistake is to skip breakfast or lunch to try and even things out. But instead, if you eat a healthy breakfast and you make sure your lunch or your dinner around your event or function is a smaller meal made up of quality protein and vegetables, this is really going to help you overeating at other meals and or snacking because you're starving. So having breakfast and not skipping meals is going to help prevent you from overeating for the rest of the day. It's also going to keep your metabolism firing. It'll keep your energy levels up, your blood sugar's nice and stable, and it's going to help avoid any large blowouts. So tip number 3 is try and plan your meals that you can control around your events and eat right when you can. So if you know that you've got a big function on, whether it's lunch or dinner or cocktail party or even a breakfast, try and plan your other meals for the day around it so that the whole day is not a blowout. And also try and think ahead to the next day so that you're not making unhealthy choices about what to have for breakfast or lunch or even dinner after you've had a big night out. Make sure that your lunches, your dinners and your snacks around the festive ones are healthy. So think ahead to what you've got on and try and plan to have healthy meals around your events when you can. So I like to plan to have 3 to 4 meals during the week, and I do my shopping in advance so that I've got everything that I need when I need it. And this is going to really help save time, making unnecessary trips to the supermarket. It's going to save money on wasted food, or worse, resorting to takeaway options when you're busy and tired. And if you don't have to make decisions and you've got everything that you need in the fridge and the pantry, it really does set you up for success. Try and also make sure you keep some healthy snacks on hand, such as cut up veggie sticks, you know, some homemade hummus or guacamole, some fruit, raw nuts, boiled eggs, homemade granola bars, and protein balls. they make great, easy snacks. And when there's healthy things in the fridge or the pantry, that's what you're going to go to. It might just mean spending, an hour or two putting some things together on the weekend, but it really does set you up to have a great week. So when you're planning your meals, obviously during the festive season, we tend to eat different foods than usual, and it can be more challenging to get in the nutrients that we need each day to keep our bodies going. So getting your 5 serves of vegetables and 2 fruits can be challenging some days. So try and make sure that whenever you can, that you are really aiming for that 5 serves of vegetables and 2 fruit a day, because they're packed with good nutrients and fiber, which is going to fill you up. It's going to help remove toxins. It'll keep your gut nice and healthy. And it's also going to help keep your bowel movements regular. Now, I love to use this how to fill your plate little formula wherever I go. So I use it at home. I use it when I'm out as well. So aim to fill half your plate with non-starchy vegetables, the other quarter of your plate with lean protein, and then the remaining quarter with healthy carbohydrates and healthy fats. That's an awesome guide that you can use at home when you're planning your meals, where you are in control, but you can also use this as a guide when you're eating out wherever you can. And if you'd like a link to that, just have a look in the comments below and you can download that link, print it out and pop it on your fridge. Tip number 4 is to slow down and don't overfill your plate. So try to eat a normal sized meal and eat it slowly, and then take a break to see if you really are hungry before you go back for seconds. Enjoy the conversations around you and take your time eating your meal. You want to aim to make your meal last 20 minutes. Why? Because that's how long it takes for your stomach to start to feel full. So a couple of little things that you can do to help you do this. Number 1 is try and chew your food at least 10 and preferably 20 times and enjoy every mouthful. Number 2 is to put your fork down at least 3 times during the meal. That'll make you stop. And number 3 is to try and breathe between bites. So oxygen's a vital nutrient, and it's a key nutrient that can speed up metabolism. Now, we're all often so focused on macronutrients of the foods that we eat, but we ignore this key nutrient that helps burn all the other nutrients in the body better. So just like a fire needs fuel, paper, a match, and air circulation, the same applies with our food. Our body needs large amounts of oxygen to help break down a meal. So when there's not enough oxygen, nutrient absorption decreases. So slowing down, breathing between bites, and making sure your body's getting plenty of oxygen will help increase the absorption of nutrients, but also really importantly, help increase your metabolism. So chances are that after 20 minutes, if you just use the tips that I shared, you will realize that you've eaten enough. So try to eat more mindfully and listen to your body. It does know best. And the great news is that you can always enjoy the delicious food for a bit longer as leftovers the next day. Tip number 5 is to stay hydrated. So dehydration is one of the biggest damaging factors from excessive alcohol intake and foods that are high in sugar and sodium. So a couple of steps that can help you keep hydrated. Try and make sure that you drink at least 2, preferably 3 litres of water during the day, and extra on the days that you know you'll be eating different foods and or out drinking. So try and fill up a couple of water bottles in the morning and aim to drink them throughout the day, particularly if you've got an afternoon out of eating and drinking ahead. Just remember that alcohol's a diuretic, so add extra water on top of your daily amount if you know that you're going to be out having a big night out. Try and when you're out, make water the first drink of the night and drink water in between your alcoholic drinks. It's going to really help with the dehydrating effects of alcohol, and particularly if you're eating those with foods that are high in sodium and sugar. I know it's a really simple tip, but knowing and doing aren't necessarily the same thing. Another thing that you can do is try and have a litre or 2 of chilled coconut water for the next day, because it's really full of electrolytes. It's going to help hydrate you better. Or you can use a really good quality hydration supplement, which has got no artificial ingredients and no unnecessary sugar. I use a really good one, and it really does make a big difference. So keeping hydrated will really help to maintain your energy levels. It's going to help you to feel fresher. Your skin's going to be glowing, and you won't feel so lethargic. It's also going to help control your cravings. It's going to help flush toxins from your system, so your liver and your kidneys will thank you for it. Tip number 6 is to drink wisely. So really importantly, eat a healthy meal before you drink alcohol, because if alcohol goes into an empty stomach, it irritates the stomach lining and it negatively affects your digestion. So when you're out enjoying a drink, Try to choose soda over mixes that contain lots of sugar, use soft drinks, juices, and sugary syrups or creamy cocktails. So spirits such as vodka or gin and soda with fresh lime are lower calorie alternatives than wine or beer, and really aim to alternate your drinks with sparkling water or water. Remember that your health goals are personal to you, and even though it can be really tempting to fit in with what everyone else is doing, there are some really good non-alcoholic drinks these days, and it's okay to choose to have an alcohol-free event. I do it all the time. Honestly, you'll wake up feeling so much better and you'll have the energy that you need for that next event. If you would like more tips about how to enjoy alcohol and what are the best options, check out the other links on my channel. Tip number 7 is don't stress. It's all about balance and being prepared. So you want to enjoy the festive season and enjoy what you eat and drink, but the key is really the thinking ahead so that you can create a good balance. So rather than mindlessly popping whatever's in front of you into your mouth, spend a moment thinking about whether you really want it or if you're just eating it because it's there or everyone else is. Something I like to do is I choose which events I really want to enjoy and which events I'm happy to make healthier choices. So for example, sometimes I'll decide to eat before I go to an event or eat when I get home. And I will also choose to go to an event where it's alcohol-free so that I can maintain my health goals, but enjoy the events where I really do want to have some fun. And you know what it's like. You can usually predict what's going to be on offer at a party when it comes to food and drinks and so on. So sometimes I'll eat my meal before I go if I suspect it's going to be fried foods, and I'll just enjoy a drink, whether that's a mineral water or, a glass of champagne, and enjoy the company at the party if I'm not going to feel like I'm missing out. When I know there's going to be good quality catering and great food, I'll have a small snack before I go, and I will go and enjoy that function. Now, I've got some really specific strategies on how to maintain your health goals and enjoy your social life. There's a link below. Click on that and I'll share some more tips with you there. Tip number 8 is to give your digestive system a helping hand. Now, your digestive system can take a bit of a beating over the festive season, and with the usual overload of alcohol, rich food and treats, even if you're eating healthy when you can, your digestive system might need a bit of extra TLC. So one of the best ways to support your digestive system is to take probiotic supplements. So probiotics work by populating your digestive tract with good bacteria that help your body to digest food and absorb valuable nutrients. It also helps reduce bloating and that sort of tender, uncomfortable feeling we can get when we're eating differently than we would usually. So something I do every day, especially during the festive season, is to have my green gut glow shot. So it's a shot of greens I take called Be Well Superfood Greens. This really boosts nutrients and fiber and helps sort of fill the gap on the days where I might struggle to get in all my veggies and my fruit. I pop in a gut health, digestion and microbiome support, which has got probiotics and prebiotics. And that really helps boost healthy gut bacteria and digestive enzymes to help support digestion and reduce bloat. And I also pop in a Skin Elixir collagen builder that helps support healthy skin from the inside. I'll pop a link in the comments below if you want to check it out for yourself. I love it because they're vegan, they're gluten-free, nothing artificial, so they agree with everybody. So tip number 9 is make sure that you get enough sleep. So frequent late nights throughout the festive season, as well as eating and drinking too much, can have a huge impact on our sleep patterns. So getting enough good quality sleep ensures that you've got the energy for all the things that you want to do. You'll concentrate better and you're less likely to burn out, which is something we all want to avoid at a time when we're meant to be relaxing and having fun. So try and factor in a few early nights when you can and prioritize which events you really want to relax and kick on, and others where you can take an early mark and make sure you can get enough sleep. So one of the best sleep tips is to still try and wake up at the same time each morning, but if you need more sleep, catch up with it at a nap during the day. Don't overcommit, whether it's saying yes to every event that you're invited to or hosting events yourself. So the festive season is often a time where we do want to try and catch up with everyone, but it's okay to say no or to suggest a catch up in the new year to try and space things out. Or another thing is, consider hosting 1 or 2 events and getting groups of friends together so that you can catch up with everyone at once, and be okay with asking people to bring a plate. Most people love to contribute and will gladly pitch in. You'll enjoy it more as you won't be spending days shopping and preparing all of the food. And most people are in the same situation at this time of the year and often understanding that you can't make it to every event. Some other options are suggest a picnic in the park or a day at the beach or by the river. So it's more relaxed and casual. You don't have to worry about cleaning your house and preparing loads of food. And my last tip, number 10, is use this time to look at the big picture for the new year. We can often get so bogged down in the nitty-gritty of day-to-day life, and the festive season is the one time of the year where the world does stop for just a couple of weeks. So whether you're treating this as a time off period, I don't really like to use the word cheat. We don't want to go too off the rails. So the focus may not be on strict nutrition, but it can be a reflective time where we can focus on thinking about what is most important to us and start making plans to prioritize these things in the new year. So decide now where you want to be in the new year and set clear goals for the new year or the post-festive season, because these goals will keep you on track and focused over the festive season and will give you a reason to get back on track once it's over. So relax, enjoy the festive season and all the fun and delicious food. Just do it mindfully. If you've liked today's video, remember, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button so you're notified when I release more videos like this. Thanks for being here. I hope these tips have been helpful. Leave a comment and I'll see you in my next video.